The four seasons on Earth, spring, summer, fall, and winter, are like Mother Nature's own magic show, each one bringing its own vibe and mood swing. Spring is when the weather starts to warm up and everything comes back to life. Summer's the hottest time of the year, sometimes with heat waves hitting us. Come fall, the temperature begins to drop, making the air nice and crisp. Winter is the coldest season, with some places getting snowed in. Today, let's uncover what secrets and fun facts the four seasons are hiding. The reason we have seasons on Earth is actually because as Earth orbits the Sun, its axis, imagine a stick going right through the center of the Earth, is tilted. This means, at different times of the year, the Sun's rays hit the Earth at different angles, causing variations in sunlight intensity across different parts of the Earth's surface. And that's how we end up with the four seasons: spring, summer, fall, and winter. Earth orbits the Sun in an elliptical path, and as it moves along this path, there are two special moments: the spring and autumn equinoxes. During these times, Earth's tilt is neither towards nor away from the Sun, making day and night lengths pretty much equal across most of the planet. The periods around these points are what give us the mild temperatures of spring and fall. As Earth keeps moving along its orbit, the northern hemisphere gradually tilts towards the Sun. By the time we hit the summer solstice, it's at its maximum tilt angle, soaking up the most direct and intense sunlight, and that's what cranks up the heat for summer. Meanwhile, the southern hemisphere, being tilted away from the Sun, is going through its winter chill. When Earth moves to the other side of its orbit, the northern hemisphere starts to lean away from the Sun. Come the winter solstice, it hits the maximum tilt in the opposite direction, catching the most indirect and weakest sunlight, which brings on the cold winter season. On the flip side, the southern hemisphere, now leaning towards the Sun, gets to bask in the warmth of summer. This seasonal shift caused by Earth's axial tilt doesn't just mess with temperatures. It also shakes up precipitation patterns, plant growth cycles, and even animal migration and breeding activities. For instance, spring typically rolls in with flowers blooming and animals getting busy with having babies, while fall sees plants bearing fruit and many animals gearing up for winter. And because of the tilt of Earth's axis, the northern and southern hemispheres experience totally opposite seasonal changes. In the northern hemisphere, when folks in Europe, North America, and most of Asia are soaking up the warm summer vibes, rocking shorts and hitting up outdoor BBQs, people in southern hemisphere countries like Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa might be huddled around fireplaces, bundled up in heavy winter clothes. And while kids in the northern hemisphere are joyfully playing in the snow, those in the southern hemisphere might be building sandcastles on the beach, soaking up the summer sun. This seasonal flip-flop also leads to diverse cultures and festive activities. For example, Christmas in the northern hemisphere is often associated with snowy scenes, cozy fireplaces, and hot cocoa. While in the southern hemisphere, Christmas might be a scorching summer day where folks celebrate with beach barbecues and swimming. This contrast adds to the rich and interesting diversity of our world. And then, at the extreme ends of the Earth, in the Antarctic and Arctic, the differences within the polar circles become even more pronounced. In these regions, the changes through the seasons are mostly about the light, daylight, and darkness, rather than temperature. The unique polar phenomena of midnight sun and polar night force the residents and wildlife of these areas to adapt to extreme environmental conditions. In the polar summer, the sun barely sets, providing a brief yet abundant growing season for polar life. During this time, wildflowers bloom rapidly, and animals hurry to breed and raise their young. Come winter, the sun won't rise for months, plunging the whole area into extended darkness. During this period, many creatures go into hibernation. And those animals that stay active, like polar bears, must adapt to the harsh conditions and limited food sources. Another special place is near the equator, also known as the tropics, because the amount of sunlight these regions receive doesn't change much throughout the year. They pretty much don't have the traditional 4 seasons. These unique climate conditions have created some of the richest biodiversity and densest tropical rainforests on Earth. The climate here is often described as eternal spring and summer. The equatorial regions, with their constant temperatures and high humidity, foster an incredible biodiversity. From towering trees to colorful birds and rare insects, equatorial rainforests are among the most biodiverse areas on the planet. The changing seasons and the unique seasonal characteristics of different places not only enrich our world, but also demonstrate the ongoing operation and transformation of nature. Each season has its unique beauty, worth our appreciation and enjoyment. So, which season do you like best? Why? Share with us. All right, that wraps up our share for today. See you next time.